What if we say NATO, G20 and G7 are terrified of Brics? This seems to be the truth, seeing what's happening in the US and the shockwaves it is creating. Not only that, but we are seeing more countries joining Brics shortly. In the future, will countries prefer partnerships that benefit the economy and business, or will everyone keep pursuing political advantages? The West only partners with countries that provide political benefits, but it looks like all other countries are tired of this. No one wants the support of words with no actual benefits. And that's the reason why Brics is expanding. Soon it will become the world's largest and most successful unit, and the West will be left behind. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our channel. Innovation Diary brings you China's innovation stories, projects, and growing influence in different parts of the world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about fast-paced modernity, especially China's development and growing power, you will definitely find our videos intriguing. In this video, we are going to talk about why many countries want to join Brics and how it will benefit everyone. We will also discuss why every nation is avoiding the West. Let's get started. Brics is expanding each day significantly. There are many reasons why more countries are trying to align with Brics. And all the reasons directly or indirectly end the US's prominence. Brics is making its place in the market. It's now the largest unit of outstanding trade. The countries that are part of Brics bring much value to it. Currently, China and India are the two most powerful countries. They have a powerful military and advanced tech, and these two combined factors are enough to keep enemies and competitors far away. The nations that are a part of Brics alone are very important. And after the union, their strength increased even more. Other countries think that Brics was made to become the largest economic unit in the world. But the objectives behind making it far more impressive than you think. When Brics was formed, people thought it would be more like a business and investment cooperation where the partners would benefit each other economically. And Brics won't be able to ever compete with the G7 or Nato. It was seen as if this corporation only cared about the economy. But there are many other aspects too. The Western countries did not consider Brics' plans to shift power. Many nations want to be a part of a unit. But joining G7 or NATO means compromises. If your interests do not match the Western interests, you still have to act according to them. The West had imposed many decisions on nations. And their actions made everyone so annoyed with them. But what options did countries have? They had to compromise to feel strong and be a part of the union. But after Brics was made, it has been a new hope for nations. Those countries that don't want to be a part of the West or whose interests do not resemble the West can also be a part of this union. But considering all this, the West thought power was still in their hands. No nation would walk out of its influence, and everything would be under control. The reality is quite the opposite. Before we continue further, tell us, are you loving the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about China's development, power, and influence on the world. Let's continue now. Currently, 20 nations have shown interest in becoming Brics members. As Brics was made a few years back, and this short time, 20 countries want to be Brics members is a positive sign. Recently, a sharp increase can be seen in the number of countries who want to join Brics. If the 20 nations combined, the impact would be life-changing for many. And not just the economy but other sectors will also boost up. Most importantly, this expanding cooperation will be a threat to the Western countries and G7. If the list of countries keeps increasing like this, in a few years, Brics will become a unit of all the countries except the West. And this potential threat is disturbing the West. But there is still something that confuses people. Firstly, why do more countries recently want to join Brics? What has happened in recent times? Also, why do these countries want to avoid partnering with Western countries? What benefit can the Brics provide that the Western countries cannot? Let's find out. Recently, the members of Brics have mentioned opening their doors to other nations to join the unit. The Brics had the idea of expansion but did not want to take things lightly. Joining a member can affect the entire group. Thus, choosing the right match should be a priority. The current members of the Brics have agreed to have in-depth talks with the potential new members. It won't be possible to sign any papers before understanding other nations' interests. Brics wanted to collaborate with other markets. It was also one of the main objectives to let developing countries join. Now, you must be thinking, how would developing countries benefit Brics? Why are developing countries highlighted more in Brics than developed countries? There is a reason behind it. It is because developing countries are a huge market. There is a gap in these countries that developed countries like China, India, and Russia can fill. The trick is that if the developing countries become a part of Brics, the nations who can help will get a market. And the help they will provide will also stay inside the group. So, instead of China helping other nations with Belt and Road Initiative, it would be much better if China helps the nation inside the Brics. For instance, China is helping Africa. But if Africa doesn't become a part of Brics, there are still chances that the West might agree to help Africa. And because of some pressure, Africa would also accept this. But once Africa is part of Brics, the projects will remain safe, and Africa won't be under any pressure. This way, the development will be promoted, and the business will also get benefits. Every nation will bring benefits to the Brics in their respective areas. But why do all of a sudden 20 nations want to be a part of Brics? The Russia and Ukraine conflict has a lot to do with this. After the conflict, the world was divided into three parties. Firstly, those who think Nato is responsible for the conflict. Secondly, those who think it's Russia's fault, and, thirdly, those who are neutral. People who think Russia is wrong already have a strong force, and that force is the West. And the West has made things very difficult for those who support Russia or for those who are neutral. They always use illegal and dirty ways to do politics. The West's sanctions have peaked. And nations that are far away from this conflict can feel the tension. They can feel that the West Corporation is somewhat too imposing. They try to make nations do things that they want. And in this condition, it is hard to do simple business. The cooperation between the West is not based on legal interest. But it's much more about political benefits. And this has affected how nations used to think. In the future, if any nation falls into a conflict, it won't be able to maintain business with anyone as long as they are under the West. But Brics is not driven by politics. It is strong and very unlikely to let any war occur. But above all, nothing can destroy a country if it does not want to do what the West wants. And that's why many countries want to be a part of Brics. It is very clear that in the future many other countries will also join in. The Brics knew that one day, all nations would prefer a partnership, and that day has come very near. Soon we are going to hear announcements of these nations officially becoming a part of Brics. Do you think the West will actually be left alone? Will this end the dirty politics that have been there for decades? How will the West react to all this? Is there any chance the countries from the West will also leave G7 and Nato? Comment right below in the comment section, what are your thoughts on the current situation? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing. Until the next video, stay tuned.